Hello folks, welcome to this second in the Tesco 4 for £6 beer review, and I chose as my second beer this one. This is a new beer in the set. Just see what they did there. Badger since 1977. This is called the Leaping Legend. Legend, I know. I'm just going to read to you what it says off the back. Should you pass the hamlet of Bincombe and hear a slow ticking sound, look closely for the valiant grasshopper leaping further than any other, clattering his wings mid-flight. This light-coloured beer balances the citrus character of Amarillo hops with Fuggles for a refreshing and punchy beer. Great with Spanish-style tapas dishes. We've been brewing it in the heart of Dorset since 1777. Discover more Badger beers on cask, on shelf, or at badgerowls.com. And I don't mean owl as in to it to oo. 4.8% this one. The autumnal gold colour, apparently, whatever that is, we'll find out in a minute. The smell is citrus, grapefruit, and the taste is fresh, full and hoppy. But hey, I'm going to be the one who decides that, not what this bottle tells me. Let's have a little pour then. Good day today, boys. Nice out. I'm going to go and sit in the garden in a minute before we do our weekly broadcast. There we go. I've over poured it a little bit there, but never mind. It's quite light on the colour there. Can you see that, lads and lassesses? Very good. So much for the head. My fault. Just get rid of the head. Right. God blimey, straight away. I only had a sip on the head there, didn't I? Amarillo. Bong! Is this the way to Amarillo? Yeah, I can taste Amarillo in that. Again, I'm familiar with Amarillo, folks. I've used it a lot, particularly alongside other beers. I did an Amarillo single hop beer once. Actually, I've done two lots. I did the Way to Amarillo beer from brewuk.co.uk. I think it's the right website. If not, sorry about that. But this is all off the top of my head, boys. And that was very pleasant. It was fine. And I did one myself. Made one from scratch. And that was pleasant and fine too. It wasn't a stonking beer, but I think Amarillo goes well with other hops. So now this head has had a little bit of a chance to cool down. Cool down? It's not really cool, is it? You know what I mean? This seems to be a lot fizzier than the other one, folks, but that might just be me. A lot fizzier than the Ghost Ship. Ding! One of my favourites. It's going to take a lot of beating, the Ghost Ship, but you know, we have to judge these beers on their own merit, folks, don't we? So cheers to you. Let's give it a little bit of a sippy poos. I can definitely smell Amarillo there. Taste wise, it's quite hoppy. There aren't as many flavours as the Ghost Ship. It's not perhaps as lemony and citrusy as the Ghost Ship, which is what you would expect because it's not the same hop. Okay, it's going to be slightly different taste. There's a bit more dryness in there. But that's probably the Fuggles. Fuggles, folks. I don't think I've used Fuggles either. I've used lots of hops, but I tend to stick to those hops that are full of flavour, you know, sort of citrus tones and going to be really fruity, the peach and that kind of stuff. You know, the Simcoes and the Cascades and Citra, occasionally Citra, and that kind of jazz. Centennial. You know what I likes. You probably can figure it out from the videos that I post up, folks, the kind of beers I like. Do I like this one? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Nothing wrong with it at all. Quite dry though. I'm not, as you know, I'm not a massive fan of the dry beers. Swish it around the old gob, release some of those flavours. A lot of people do this in the glass, but as I've only got a small glass, I don't want to tip it everywhere, you see. Not really much room, so I'll swish it around in the gob instead. Very dry in the mouth, quite malty, folks, in fact. However, the Amarillo is there too. It's not overly complicated. However, it's a very pleasant beer, nothing wrong with it at all. If I had to score it out of 10, I'd probably give it a 7. It's not as good as the Ghost Ship, but having said that, it's perfectly pleasant, very nice colour, especially with the sun shining through it there. Decent enough head on there. Lacing, of course, if you like that kind of thing. If you don't worry about it. You know, lacing, a lot of people don't really care about, but lacing is apparently a good sign of protein. There's some protein in there. Whether that's a good thing or not, I don't know. You know probably more than I do. Well, you know, these things are supposed to be good for you. Lacing is allegedly a good sign, boys, for good beer. And I can't argue with that, that's not a bad beer at all. 7 out of 10. Cheers, and I'll see you on the next one. Ta-da!